guys, welcome back to CakeTube. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable unicorn cake. Let's get started. To begin, as always, you want to start by building your cake. Here I am using a chocolate cake with chocolate buttercream. I will link my favorite buttercream recipe below. Once your cake has been stacked, fill in any big gaps with excess buttercream and chill your cake to prepare for icing. Sorry the footage is so bright here, I didn't realize until I had almost finished. Because I am not covering this cake in fondant, I wanted to make sure the buttercream was super smooth. I started by heavily and messily icing the cake and then began scraping it back with the spatula. This is sort of a crumb coat, but much thicker. After the first layer of icing has chilled, repeat the process, only this time we're going to scrape the icing back with a bench scraper for a more even finish. Take your time here and don't be afraid to go around the cake a bunch of times to get the icing as smooth as you can. But don't worry if it's not perfect because we have one more step that will correct any imperfections. My tip for a smooth buttercream cake is to dip an offset spatula in hot water and use it to smooth the buttercream. Because the icing is made mostly of butter, which has a low melting point, it doesn't take much to start melting this icing, which fills in any air bubbles or imperfections and results in a super smooth finish. Make sure you dry the excess water off of your spatula before it touches the cake, otherwise you'll end up with a watery mess. Next, we want to create all the features for our unicorn. I am starting off by rolling out some black fondant, tapering one end so it's like a super elongated cone. Then taking a lollipop stick that I have moistened with some water and wrapping the fondant around the stick, starting at the small end. Take your time here and shape the horn the way you like. I prefer a smaller, thicker horn, but I have seen this cake done with super long and thin horns and I think they're just as cute. Once your horn is shaped, you can dust it with your desired color. Here I'm using my favorite gold luster dust. I like the way gold luster shows up on black, but feel free to use whatever colors you have on hand. To make the ears, I simply cut out small circles and pinched one end using a circle cutter to support the shape while they dried. To make the eyes, I rolled out super thin snakes of black fondant and cut them to even lengths. I then shaped them into a sort of elegant lightning bolt shape and set them aside to set up. Now we can begin decorating our unicorn. I started by placing my horn first, so I had an idea of how much room I had to work with to pipe on the unicorn's mane. I chose a pastel theme for the colors and I wanted to add some sprinkles as well. I will list all the piping tips and icing colors used below. To add the mane, I just randomly piped on dollops of buttercream, trying to space the colors out so the same two colors did not touch often. Be creative with the size and shape of each dollop of buttercream. I purposely chose piping tips that I could use to make rosettes and just to squeeze out little flowers. This part is fun, you can really let your creativity go here. To add the ears, simply set them on in the desired spot and pipe a rosette or two behind each one to support it. I wanted my mane to cascade down the back and wrap around the side, so I followed the same steps as above, making sure you could see part of the back of the mane when you were looking at the cake straight on. For added cuteness, I randomly added little gold stars and white pearls to give the hair some fun added texture. I didn't end up using the really colorful sprinkles that I showed in the beginning, but as always, feel free to do whatever you like. Lastly, add on the eyes you made and paint on some lashes. I used some black gel food color here and a small paintbrush. Because my buttercream is a crusting buttercream, it was easy for me to paint on top of it. If your buttercream is not crusting, you can just make your lashes out of fondant when you make the eyes. And that's it! This cake is super easy to make and so adorable. You could really do any color palette here, and it takes minimal cake decorating skills and tools. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to follow me and subscribe for more cake tutorials. Have a great day!